Last time we finished Act 6, right? We killed the Brine King. And again, it was late at night, kind of tired. Not in a mood to like stream or even do any recording. It was like super late. Just wanted to like play some games. So I went and did a couple quests. Did the Chamber of Sins. So I basically did all of those beginning quests. So we're pretty much halfway through Act 7 at this point. Upgraded my gear a little bit. I actually got a really crazy axe that I think I gambled for. And yeah, again, like the gambling has been helping out a lot. So I picked up this axe. It came with the physical damage, lightning damage, and a physical hybrid. And as a result, had 128% increased physical, which was insane. Now, this compared to my old axe, it didn't have as much attack speed. So I crafted 10% attack speed on it. So overall, all of these stats are pretty useful, aside from crit strike multi, because we don't crit at all. But yeah. But yeah, pretty much. So I got a new axe, and then did I also get any other cool gear? I got new boots. These are pretty good, I guess. There's some life, movement speed, lots of resistance, which is, you know, what I need right now in the axe, because my resistances are kind of weird. Got a lot of fire res, got a decent amount of lightning res, no cold res whatsoever. So, you know, the idea while you're going through the acts, especially if you're like dying, if you're killing everything, it's fine. But for me, I'm like, I don't clear that fast. So that means if you don't clear that fast, the monsters have a chance of hitting you. So you need some like decent defenses to not get one shot. So you need to fill out your resistances to 75%. So I'm still working on that. But the boots are a good way, you know, to get to that point. Decent resistances, life, movement speed, literally all the stats that I could ask for right now. I'm still using like an old belt that I made with what's his name? Rog. So I did like some crafting. Rog is actually really interesting. The crafts that he gives you are actually really good. And even if like not all of the affixes on your item are that good when you buy them, because he lets you re-roll affixes and stuff, you know, like you can potentially turn it into like a really good item. And an example of that would be this ring, which I rolled with Rog. Initially, it started with like some energy shield and like pretty low physical damage to attacks and like 1 resistance. And it allowed me to, so Rog let me upgrade one of my affixes randomly, and it turned my physical attack into T1 physical. So now it's the highest tier physical damage to attacks. And then it allowed me to add a prefix, which added tier 1 life. At this point, I was pogging. And it added like, it allowed me to add 2 suffixes or something, or 1 or 2 suffixes. And I filled out my suffixes and I got lightning resistance. So now I have like this super good ring that I'm probably going to be using for a pretty long time, which has like a good amount of energy shield, which I don't really need. Maybe a hybrid character would need it. T1 Fizz, which is really important for me. T1 Life, which is super important, and a lot of resistances, which is really good as well. And, you know, with this ring and these boots, my fire and lightning resistances are looking super good. So at this point, I just need to look for some cold resistance. On gear, probably it's gonna come from like the gloves. The gloves are pretty garbage. So if I can like gamble for some new gloves, either through Rog or through Gwenin, I'll be like super open to doing that. So yeah, that's pretty much my gear. Gonna need to upgrade the gloves. Flasks are pretty meh. I picked up the aquamarine. I'm thinking about using this as like a defensive flask actually. Creating chilled ground, now that I think about it, that's like pretty good. Chilled ground is like 10%, like what, 10% less action speed or something. That's like mini temporal chains, right? And you put it around you if you have decent AoE. I don't know if AoE actually scales based off of like flasks. Like if I have AoE nodes, I don't know if that actually creates a bigger chilled ground. But either way, I'm gonna try playing around with this as a defensive flask. I guess I could always use something like a granite or something like that. But like which would be good too, actually. Now that I think about it, a granite flask that just gives me flat armor, 1500 armor. It's not that much, 1500. I guess it doubles the armor that I have. Either way, I'll try using the aquamarine. Kind of want to play around with it, see if any of the new flasks are any good. You know, they changed it up a little. We should try experimenting ourselves as well. But that's pretty much where our character is at. Let's see. Anything else? Tree items. Oh, I added a Defiance banner as like an extra way of doing defenses. What's interesting about this banner is, for the most part, when I play with banners, I just keep it on my back, and then, you know, reap the benefits from that. And the benefits I get from, you know, wearing the banner is that I get like nearby enemies have less critical strike chance, which is pretty decent, and a 42% increased armor and evasion rating, which is kind of bleh, like it's not that great. But what's kind of good about it is if I place the banner, enemies get taunted for 0.15 seconds per stage. So assuming 1.5 seconds per 10 stages times 5, 7.5 seconds they get taunted, and then they deal 15% less damage for 7.5 seconds. 15% like less damage generically seems pretty good. So I'm gonna pick up Defiance banner and see if it you know, maybe it does a lot for my defenses, or maybe it doesn't. Again, like a lot of the stuff I'm doing now, I'm just experimenting, testing things out. So anyways, let's continue on with our progression. So I am currently in the den. So again, playstyle is still very much the same. Just kind of drop the totems, and I'm gonna lean back a little bit in my chair. Let me get comfortable. You drop the totems, and I added the ancestral totem a while ago, right? And basically the way it works is, the moment I have the ancestral totem placed, everything has more attack speed. So what I have the consecrated path totems on multi-totem, which means I can have up to 4 totems. And then after I place my consecrated path totem, I can place down an ancestral protector totem, which will essentially replace one of the 4 consecrated path totems. So right now I have 3 consecrated path totems and 1 ancestral protector, and the ancestral protector is just there as like a attack speed bonus. I mean, it has pretty good damage too if you look at it, like 14k DPS. It's pretty decent. And then when I have my Nagahamu Advanced Guard passive on, it's doing like 30k DPS, which is pretty good, right? So this build seems kind of KW. It's just a bunch of blink totems. It's actually really fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. And also, I was like thinking about the expeditions like last night, and I realized that maybe I was doing the expeditions wrong. I haven't been reading that thoroughly, right? And what I realized is the remnants, like I was mousing over. What was I mousing over? Anyways, basically, like the order is important when blowing up these remnants. So you know, when you find these things, the way you should read it is like which ones are for monsters and which ones are for chests. And whichever ones you target first, that will affect everything else in the future. And I knew that instinctively, but I didn't really like apply it to like these expeditions. So for example here, increased quantity of artifacts dropped by monsters, increased artifact of quantities dropped by monsters. That's like a lot of quantity, and I'm thinking like maybe I want to scale that for this expedition, because there's not too much about chests here, right? So for example, I can start with this guy, and then from now on all monsters have increased quantity of artifacts, and then I do this, and now there's even more quantity, and then I just try to target as many monsters as I can, right? So maybe I can do this, increased rarity of items in chests, that's fine. And then Where else? I guess I can get some more monsters here. And I won't even target the rest of the remnants, right? Because at this point, it applies to things in the future. And I don't know if this one will apply to like the ones I blow up right now. I can't really talk. I did Flame Dash totems a while ago. Yeah, I mean, these ones are actually pretty decent for now. I don't know how good it'll be in the future. I'm thinking of building it with a Brutus Lead Sprinkler, which I'm assuming it's gonna be okay. I thought this was gonna be like a true meme build with no DPS whatsoever, but at least I'm getting through the axe just fine. You know, progression seems to be okay. Clear speed, not great. My one concern right now is doing like incursions, Alva stuff where you're on a timer, anything where you're on a timer really. Because there's a chance that we just don't, you know, we don't meet the timer at all. That's my concern. All right, where was I pathing? I was pathing down here to get more HP. I was thinking about doing a strength stack Spectral Helix Chieftain. That sounds pretty cool. I thought you, Sneasel, I thought you said you might be skipping this league. I don't know if you had a chance to play much yet. With Lead Sprinkler, yeah, I kind of want to do like strength stacking with this. I haven't decided yet. Either I want to go strength stacking or I want to go Face Breaker. You haven't started? Okay. So yeah, either strength stack with Lead Sprinkler or Face Breaker. I feel like Face Breaker might be a little bit harder to build because they both have like a lot of gear requirements, but this one seems like more basic. This one you just, you know, you get a lot of strength and then you call it a day. You don't need to think about crit, you don't need to think about accuracy. Whereas with Face Breakers, if you go crit, you know, you gotta think about flat damage, and then you gotta think about crit multi, and then you gotta think about accuracy. There's just like a lot more you have to build around. So I'm thinking like Face Breaker might be the easier one to do, and both builds I haven't tried on I haven't tried yet, so yeah, I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards Brutus Lead Sprinkler though. I haven't started with the addiction. You know what? That's same with me. For the last couple days, I haven't been able to sleep because of the addiction. Like I keep thinking PoE. You know, like distance. You know what it is. It's like distance makes the heart grow fonder, right? Like I stay away from the game a little bit, and when I come back, all of a sudden it feels like a breath of fresh air, and I'm like, wow, I remember why, like, you know, I freaking love this game, right? Chance for additional gem. Oh yeah, what are these signs? The Mudflats, the Chamber of Sins, Tuahu. The first 5 acts are part 1, and the latter is part... I didn't even know this. He was like, how come... My buddy, he saw this. He's new to the game. Not that new, but somewhat new. And he saw this, and he thought I was in Act 2. But I'm in Part 2. I didn't even realize this symbol was a thing in the friends list. Downside is the strength stacking needs a bunch of items. Yeah, I realize that as well. I don't know which one needs less. Like, does Face Breaker need less, or does Lead Sprinkler need less? Like, which one's more expensive? I actually don't know. And I don't think about costs like that, right? I guess what I think about is like which one is easier to get online. Mostly because it's a CI version I'm making. Ah, okay, yeah, okay. If you're doing that, that's definitely more complicated. Rarity in excavated chests, additional jewelry, rarity of monsters. Okay, so I'm probably working with this. Double chests. Okay, so I'm gonna try and open all the chests here. So maybe something like this. this, and can I target a few more chests here? Okay, let's target these chests. And then these chests. Alright. So this is like purely a chest run. I'm actually really liking like this excavation or expedition. I keep forgetting the name of this league. But I really like, you know, it's a little bit slower. I have to think about it, and I actually don't mind it that much. I'm having a lot of fun playing this. I feel like for some people, they're like, oh, it's too damn slow, you know, I don't want to deal with all this stuff, which I guess I get. But I'm enjoying myself a lot this league. I don't know what it is. I'm having like a lot of fun right now. Jeffrey's chess piece gives ES per strength. That's right. And I guess you can also go like Shaper's Touch. It should have been called Excavation. Yeah, I think so. The expedition is it's confusing me. But maybe I don't know. Is there a map called Excavation? Is that why?
I cannot carry this.
Turn away the tyrant's face, and kingdom end without a trace.
There's a hayward called Excavation. Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe they didn't want to add that confusion. Let's just take some stuff to sell.
Remember, humanity needs us.
Fare you well. Fare you well.
You are well? Remember to live.
All right. But yeah, Jeffrey's Crest, Shaper's Touch, Light Sprinkler, Alberon's Warpath, and Astramentus. Okay. I mean, that's a lot of unique requirements.
Keep your life to your own.
Remember, humanity.
Always keep you right.
How goes the slam? Is it a jam? It is
Keep your
actually just, it's great.
There is so much.
I'm having a lot of fun with it. Clear, a little slow. Mimi, it's a little Mimi. But it looks cool. Like, let me show you. I have 3 slam totems and then 1 ancestral protector totem, and they kind of just bounce around, and you know, I leave them alone and they just slam everything. Only problem is their teleportation range is a little short. So what I was hoping for is they just like zoom across the map without me even doing anything, and they just like hit everything.
Hail.
But what ends up happening instead is I actually have to, you know, kind of place it ahead, and they'll just go further out if they need to. But you know, they're only gonna kill everything in like maybe this range. But like for expeditions and stuff, they're actually great, because what that means is like a lot of, oh, this is interesting. A lot of the times when I'm doing these, I'm just running around opening chests and maybe like occasionally cursing, but I don't actually need to be in the fray. So that's quite safe. All right, so we're gonna try additional stack decks, additional currency items, and then we're just gonna try and kill as many monsters as we can. So like this, what's over here? Rarity? This. You could say that's totes cool. Yeah, you could say that. So yeah, most of the time I'm just running around opening chests. You know, I like the totems take care of the clear. And because I'm a slow player, right? This is the perfect pace for me. Because I take forever to loot. That's what takes like so long for me when I'm clearing a map or whatever. And what I end up doing here instead is, you know, I get to open chests while the totems are doing the fighting. It's like I'm actually, you know, speeding up everything. Like normally I'll have to like kill things and then I'm standing here like looking at items, picking stuff up off the ground. I still have that habit. I don't think that's ever gonna change. You know, a lot of people just get like stricter loot filters, you know, and just not pick up as much. For me, I still want to pick up stuff. I like that aspect. That's why I play the game in the first place. So now I can do that while, you know, while my totems are doing the fighting for me. My friends meme about my stacked deck addiction. I love stacked decks, they're awesome. Unfortunately, I feel like they're not as good as they were before. Quantity drop by monsters. I feel like the monster stuff just isn't as good. The chest notes are always... They always feel more rewarding. Unfortunately, in this case, there aren't too many chest...
Are you sure about that one? Seems
like
risky.
buffs.
Taking on
Still.
some serious danger, I see.
Last week I collected 3,000 stacked decks and opened them all at once. Holy crap, that must have taken a long time. I actually, you know how everyone's complaining about the artifacts? Excuse me, I need some water. I admit I don't like picking up so many artifacts, but I like what it represents. I like the fact that, you know, as I'm picking up these artifacts, I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna be able to like gamble some more later tonight. You know? And that actually gets me excited. I like all of the new NPCs. Like all of the different, the haggle I like, the gamble I like, the crafting I really like. And then the last guy, I mean, it's just logbooks. The logbooks I'm actually quite interested in. I kind of want to get deeper into that. Hopefully we'll be able to get like a lot of them to run. Yeah, the artifacts don't bother me that much. I guess it clogs up a lot of space in your inventory. If you, in progression, not necessarily in maps. Once you're in maps, you're only gonna at most have like this much taken up. I guess it's still a lot. Like it would take up this. It would take up somewhere around this much space, right? At worst, maybe a little bit more. Maybe like this. It would take up this much space. So it does take up some like inventory space, but you can always deposit it at the NPC if it gets that bad. It only affects like the people who are going super fast, I think, or like don't want to think about it. But yeah, no, to me, like I like what it represents when I see all those artifacts dropping. It's like, sweet, I'm like, I need more of the Black Star artifacts or whatever, right? Because you know, I want to do more gambling, or I need to convert some more of my artifacts from one to another. The conversion guy, at first I thought he was garbage, but then I realized that when you re-roll him, if you're like a high enough level, when you re-roll him, you end up getting more of like these things, the medallions, like the refresh currency. And that's really good, because I've been meaning to do more like Rog crafting, especially in late game. I feel like he would be really good. He can even add like influence modifiers, which is insane. You can turn like an item into an influence one. Hopefully that means you can get like eye level 80 something influence items through his crafting. That would be cool.
My mana is
But like, you know, once his inventory is like, there's nothing else you want out of his shop page, you have to refresh it. And for some reason, I don't have too many of his refresh currencies. But the guy who gives you logbooks, you know, you can refresh through him. If you refresh, you refresh off of him, and he lets you buy those kinds of currencies and do like those kinds of conversions. So he's actually pretty useful too. All right. Wait, my stream title. It's not day 2 anymore. Day 3. There we go. Oh man, my throat's a little... It's because I just woke up a while ago. It's still a little hoarse, you know, it's a little dry. I'm trying to like drink as much water as I can right now. One thing that I need to be kind of careful of, for now... Actually no, once I'm in maps, I was thinking I need to be careful of reflect, but totems are immune to fire damage. So actually I don't need to be careful of like literally anything. Once I get later into the game. I was thinking like there are a lot of things that that got nerfed this league, right? And I think one of the ones would be like like curses would be pretty bad. Like what are some like common gripes people have? Like degen? Reflect maybe? Although reflect has always been like a weird problem. But this thing, like, it doesn't care about reflect. Like no regen is probably fine because I have leech on my totems. No leech is probably gonna be pretty crappy. But it, you know, you can just go off of your flasks. Flask upkeep is, yeah, it's a problem. I've been trying out the aquamarine flask as a defensive flask. I don't know, it might actually be kind of decent. Just because you can lay down chilled ground, like if you don't already have it. Chilled ground, 10% chill, or like 10% slow, that's what chilled ground does, right? Is it 10 or 15%? It's like a decent amount. Chilled ground, PoE. 10% slow? Might be okay as like a defensive thing. Compared to like Granite Flask that gives, I don't know, 1500 armor. You know, it like... I'm thinking of trying this out as like my defensive flask. Things get too close to me, I apply chill ground, I get out of there, to get slowed.
It would be wrong to
Might be okay.
Your wits about you.
Although it's only relevant if, you know, the fights, if you're not one-shotting. If you're one-shotting everything, like nothing matters. And I'm pretty sure, like, trash mobs at least, like a lot of stuff still get one-shotted, so...
Fare you well.
Although I do find that I'm depositing a lot more stuff this league because of all the artifacts. Alright, I'm just gonna path down here. Just get all the life nodes, I guess. And then I'll have to think about whether I want to get... Call to Arms. I kind of like having both Infernal Cry and Enduring Cry. The Infernal Cry, like, just adds a little bit more damage if I'm not doing anything. But then I could have my Enduring Cry on left click. That's an option as well. So I don't know yet. But I kind of want to path around there, and then I can take away... I can refund all of these points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll path around. This is a lot of investment too, though. I don't know. But then I get all these life nodes. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Maybe it's worth it.
Bring the beast in my sights, Exile. You have been captured, beast. You will be a survivor.
My mana is gone.
Or you will
You know what? Definitely, I don't feel too weak right now. In fact, I feel like my character itself for where I am is pretty strong. I mean, I'm a little over leveled. I'm quite over geared actually. Like my weapon is pretty good. But the fact that these totems are like one-shotting everything is it's pretty nice. I don't know about blue packs though. I mean, it's going pretty well. Mana is definitely a problem, actually. Mana is a problem. I haven't really figured out a good way of sustaining the mana. I'm just using a flask, which is, it's working fine. But, you know, I cast my totems a few times and basically all my mana's gone. I don't have great regen. I don't really want to run Clarity. So I'll have to think about what to do there. Immune to fire damage. Okay, so that's a hard pass. Immune to physical damage. That's fine. Excavated chests have additional currency. That works for me. So we'll do something like this. Excavated chest has additional jewelry. Okay. Open these chests. Wait. Can open one extra. And then open these chests. Yeah, definitely I think I'm favoring like chests more than monsters. And really, oh my god, I've missed this one. Damn it. I missed the orange chest there. Nice. And like all I'm looking for these days is just like artifacts. That's all I'm looking for. And currency, I guess. All my gear upgrades, pretty much like, maybe not all of them. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but maybe like 50-60% of them. A lot of my gear upgrades is coming from the artifact stuff. Whether it's gambling or ROG. I mean, I get a lot of currency too, you know, from the haggler. And they said this, you know, Ultimatum was too rewarding, but this is pretty good too. Ultimatum was giving you like 5 links, 6 links and stuff though. Ultimatum was pretty good. But you can get some like pretty cool stuff here. It takes a little bit of time. I'm pretty happy with this league so far.
There are no more worthy beasts nearby. It's a sign. I now
Okay.
will go feed the ones we caught.
What's Bismuth? Okay, Bismuth is still resistance. I never really had a good use of those kinds of flasks. I guess they're useful early on. Yeah, see, the teleportation range is like not far enough. Even though the totem is here, it won't hit something over here. And even though there's a guy here, yeah, it's only until he walks to the edge that the totem actually hits him. So I'm thinking one thing that I'll probably have to do is get like the Divergent Consecrated Path, which will give me more teleportation range. I feel like that's like better quality of life, and it probably turns into better clear speed if they can teleport further. All right, what's here? Excavated chests have fractured items. More expedition logbooks. That could be good.
Don't got all day.
Over here is quantity. Okay. And this one is additional rare items. So maybe we'll do this. And then try to get logbooks.
Hail. For the Calgar.
No such luck. That's alright. You can't always be winning. One thing that I'm starting to notice though is attack speed is not a problem, but if I start running really fast, there's no way the totems will keep up with me. So, you know, clear speed is, in a way, it's capped. Like, you know, this is how fast the Consecrated Path totems teleport. It's still pretty good though. They have decent AoE. Ooh, the activation range is kind of low. You would think that the totems would work if I'm standing here, but that'll need to get fixed once I pick up the activation range ascendancy. But that's my third ascendancy. I think the next one I'm picking up is oh no, this is the one. Leech, activation range, and then buffs. Okay. So that's actually gonna be like a really good ascendancy, the second one. Activation range is like better quality of life, probably better clear. And then Leech is better survivability. I also need to think about placement speed because they take a while to activate. Oh, excuse me. I'm like drinking water like crazy. I got the morning dry throat, you know. Well, I hate this zone though. I keep getting like freaking lost. It took me forever to get here. I feel like this is the act where I'm like the slowest. Act 7? I'm pretty slow in this act. Mostly because of like these two last zones. I keep getting lost. I'm still not used to it. All the other ones, you know, they were like a rehash of the previous acts, right? So like you have a general idea of what the layout is. But this one, I just get super confused. And then the moment they randomize it, I just have no idea where I'm going. Like this one, I kind of know. You just go somewhere in the middle. What was that? Ooh. Yeah, there we go. There's the waypoint.
Keep your life to your own.
Okay, dexterity and intelligence is probably what I'm looking for here. And then, whoa. This is a pretty decent sword. 93% fizz damage though, it's a little low. My stats are like all kinds of messed up right now. That's the one thing that I need to like kind of fix. I have 112 dex, 87 int. Like those are all pretty low.
Remember,
And it's starting to affect my gear requirements. Meanwhile, I'm just picking up all the strength I can over here. Alright. Let's keep going.
Return to the dirt.
Ooh, delirium.
Mother of Shadows makes herself known.
But even with delirium, I'm always kind of concerned about the clear speed. Like, is this fast enough to actually do deliriums? I'm actually not sure. Especially in maps when I basically have no damage.
My mana is gone.
Because we all know, right now it might look good, but once I enter maps, we're hitting 0 DPS territory for sure. Well, for now it's looking okay.
Hail!
I'm gonna go ahead and skip the expedition until the delirium is done. I don't actually think expeditions stop the timer. And if they do, it's probably like really, really short. So let's keep doing the deliriums first. And it looks like as long as I'm one-shotting everything, like, I can keep up with the delirium fog. Wow. It looks like I'm not gonna go back for the expedition. I've run so far out, I'm not going back. Is this what's gonna happen in maps if a delirium shows up? Hey, lurking finally. Hey. Thanks for the lurk, Christoph. Christoph, what build are you playing? I wasn't even sure. Ice Trapper? Ice trap? Nice. I'm lurking while gathering materials in Final Fantasy 14. How is that game? Is that like a PvE heavy game? Is it a PvP heavy game? I was playing a little bit of the New World beta early this week. I kind of mentioned it in a previous stream. And it's like, I haven't played an MMO in so long that it like really took me back. You know? Like I'm not much for PvP, but I really like doing like, and I'm not even much for PvE. I just like farming. Like gathering. I'm that kind of person. Which is probably why I like playing PoE actually. I just like collecting loot, you know? I'm a hoarder. But like while I was playing New World, it kind of felt like that. Kind of felt like playing RuneScape again, where you just like you chop trees and you mine rocks and you, I don't know, like go fishing, you know? And then you come home, you take all this stuff and you start crafting stuff, and then you sell the like it was pretty fun. I forgot how addicting MMOs could be. I totally forgot. Final Fantasy 14 is PvE heavy.
Just in time. Ah, there you are. Time to go. Hello, Exile.
It's acclaimed and includes a free trial up to level 60, including the expansion. Oh, that's pretty good.
My mana is gone.
Pretty nice of them. It's like, holy crap, I'm taking so much damage. Hold on. It's like giving you the heroin up front, right? Hey, the first one's on the house. That's what it sounds like to me when they say like free trial up to level 60. That's like pretty high level. Maybe I'll try it on like my off time. Just a little bit of heroin. It's just some drugs, not a big deal. Hey Sage, how are you? Long time no talk. Things like botanist and miner are actually proper classes with their own gear and stuff. Cool. See, that's the kind of stuff I'm interested in. I'm like very...
Good job, Exile.
I like playing gathering jobs. But here's the problem. I can't see myself... I don't see a world where I'm paying the subscription price to like chop trees. If I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna go to work. Like that's my only issue. If the game was like you buy once and you don't have to do, you know, if it was like I don't know, like Elder Scrolls or you know like those kinds of models, then I'd be open. But if I have to pay a subscription to like mine rocks, you know, I just look at it in that way and I'm like, okay, that's a problem. You stream quite late for me? Yeah, today I decided, you know what, it's the weekend, I woke up super early. I've been thinking too much about PoE, to the point where, like, I'm having trouble sleeping in. One of the last expansions of Final Fantasy got a lot of praise for its story. Okay, yeah, like, if it has, like a decent story and decent PV, like, in that sense, then I could see it. That would be fun. Final Fantasy, I joined for the grindy MMO, I stayed for the story. I thought let's just try it, not sure if I would like it. It's been a month and like 400 hours and I'm stuck now. Wow. But yeah, Final Fantasy 14 free trials, unlimited time if you want to try the heroin. Ah, you know, it's always it's always a concern with MMOs that once you try it, you can't stop. That's always my concern, and you know, I'll probably try it. The heck. Eh. It'll be during like the PoE downtime. That's like most of the time when I'm trying out games. Just when we have like no PoE league, you know, maybe the first 2 months is over, I end up like playing something for a bit. But actually what ends up happening is when PoE league, like the first 2 months are over and I'm not streaming, I'm actually not playing anything. It's like I go into detox. And then I come back with when the new PoE league is here, and I'm like, what's game? Here's the thing: you go into detox, you come back, and you're like, were video games always this fun? Was it always this fun? Holy crap! Why is it like this? And I kind of like this. It's like you've been starving for a while, and then you go in and have a meal. There's no way the food's gonna taste bad. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Dream. Well, it's early for you. I tried play PoE and I played like 1,700 hours in 1 year. Yeah, Path of Exile is like... If it wasn't for the fact that it's like a crazy hard learning curve, if they ever fix that curve, it's like the ultimate heroine. It's a drug, man. You got outside, it's very dangerous in here. Yeah, I go outside. Dude. Yeah, I mean, it's scary. It's scary. Well, I hadn't experienced it in a long time. I went outside, I made sure to cover up. You know, sunscreen. Gotta protect yourself from the UV rays. They're like death rays. But yeah, I'm addicted to the league too. This is probably like... This is the most I'm gonna play, right, for the league. Admittedly, it's not even that much. We're talking 3-4 hours a day, but this is like a lot for me. Okay, damage is definitely looking really good. Holy cow. We got him. We got him.
I cannot carry this.
My goodies last night.
Is the true climax of perverted.
Ooh, pretty good gloves. A really nice amulet. The foil is pretty nutty too. Wow, nice. You got some good gear there. Did you use essences here? No, it's tempered. You did this yourself. The heck? My Ami was an Exalt, everything else was self-crafted. Is it normal that I never got scrap metal and exotic coinage for re-rolling? Oh, okay, so here's what I did. Because I got, which one was it? I got exotic coinage quite a few times, I think. Let me double check. Hold on, I'll go back to town actually. I can talk about it real quick. Scrap metal and exotic coinage is kind of rare even in maps. So which one does he have? Brutal Burial Medallion? So this guy, like if you reroll him, he sells the reroll currency, and sometimes he sells like scrap metal and exotic coinage. So every time I see it, I've been buying it up.
Been an honor.
Yeah, so if you end up getting like reroll currency from him, this is actually really good.
Survive.
And that's how I've been like filling up on my reroll currency. In fact, I should just buy these ones here. Common, lesser, greater.
Survive.
Common, lesser, greater. Yeah, I have lots of those.
I'll sing of you.
Yes?
Yeah, so Danning's actually pretty good. Ooh, sorry, punched my microphone there. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. Ooh, these are decent gloves. Compared to my shitty gloves, at least. Yeah. Okay, finally a glove upgrade. So let's do you think Danning is secretly Danzig who retired and went to Skyrim? Ancient Doom, is this worth anything? No, it's worth nothing. Alright, I got 2 cluster jewels. I got channeling skills and attack damage. Attack damage is kind of interesting, I guess. Oh, we got 3 nodes. Hold on. Can I use this? Leech, attack damage when on full life. Attacks have chance to maim. Attack speed, leech. There's a lot of leech here. Attack, I can't really use this. I guess it's okay. Let's just try selling it. How much is this one? Let's do 20. This one, let's do like 10. Is that? Maybe 12. 12 chaos. And then this one I'll just throw into the dump. Okay. And then let's roll the gloves real quick. So I guess I just need sockets. I got Herald of Purity, Herald of Ash, Enduring Cry. So I do need all 3. I need a whole bunch of reds then. I can roll at least 1 or 2 reds here. 1 red, so that's Herald of Ash. And then I can probably roll 1 or 2 reds here. Oh, wow, okay. Even better. Here we go. And then these gloves are garbage.
Greetings. Go with courage.
Did you just chrome 4 off color on it and 2 chromes? Yeah, that's true. Well, I was like, holy crap, 3 red. I didn't notice the blue either. I didn't realize it was 4 off color. Easy, easy game. Okay, so we just finished Act 7 and are now in Act 8. Gonna call it an episode right here. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm having so much fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are too. If you enjoyed this episode, as always, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. Otherwise, keep in touch, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.